I really hope Ubisoft sees this video even though I'm a small content creator. So the state of Rainbow Six Siege is a huge struggle right now, not only for PC, but also for console. See, DDoSing is getting even worse. People are pulling IPs even faster. Like this season, it just started. I've been DDoSed twice. I've went up against DDoSers all the time. They've made it a 3v5 repeatedly, and it's just so annoying, especially for console players, because I'm afraid to even play ranked because my whole family's on the internet. And the fact that it affects my whole family is just so annoying, and I wish that there was something I wish there was something to do about that. And I really wish that there could be change. But I don't really know what Ubisoft could do about it, but maybe like the loyalty system from CS:GO. But for PC, there's cheaters everywhere. Stupid, especially for competitive matchmaking, because a lot of people take ranked very seriously, like myself. But I haven't played Siege in a few days, and I really want to. It's my favorite game. But the way it's going, for some reason, it just keeps going downhill. It's just more annoying, and it's inconvenient, and there's no true fun in it that much anymore. Yes, there's some satisfactions like one taps and actually clutching, and that's what makes the game great. But you can't do that, and you can't actually have fun and play as a team if you don't even have a team. Like a few days ago, I was just playing casual one night. I only played 3 matches, and each of those matches, I was in a 2v5 the entire time. I don't know what happened with the matchmaking, but I was just stuck in a 2v5 the whole time. Now, that's no one else's fault except you guys, and you guys need to fix that. And it's honestly a huge problem for the entire Siege community when they have to keep putting up with this. Like, yes, the game's fun, and a lot of people put a lot of money into it, like me. They put a lot of time. I have over 1,000 hours. I try my absolute hardest, and it's one of those games that I'm committed to. It's one of those games that I will never give up. But I might give it up due to the toxic community because there's no reason for it. But everyone is cheating, DDoSing, and threatening people's IPs, threatening to like fry their routers, things like that. It's mainly threats and other people ruining the game for people that enjoy the game. And cheaters should be caught faster. It should be pretty obvious, especially when they're just hip firing. If like 5 people report one person at one time, they should automatically be banned, and that's just how it should be. And it's not really fair because even with console, even though like there are DDoSers, you can report them for voice abuse. You can report them for toxic behavior. The only thing that you can do on console is kick them, but that's only in casual. Like, okay, so on console, yes, you can report for voice abuse and toxic behavior, but it doesn't do anything to the player. It just says, oh, thank you for reporting this person, and it does absolutely nothing to help the community. The only person that's actually taking initiative for that is the actual Xbox itself that I know of, and it doesn't actually do anything for the other players because all they can do is with the combat. It doesn't actually affect the game at all. When you report that person, they'll get like a ban, but that's it. Now, see, the game itself, they even say it's a privilege to play the game. But when people are just abusing it left and right, it's really stupid. And I get it. There are a lot of people that are cheating, but it should be faster to work it through, especially when you have BattleEye on your team. BattleEye is supposed to be able to detect all these things, but doesn't detect anything at all, and it takes a long time in order to get it. And it's not fair for people that lose to cheaters to even lose their elo or to like DDoSers. So like me, I've had 2 abandoned matches, even though we were winning and I didn't do anything to leave them because of DDoSers, and I lost my elo and I lost my rank, and it just messed with me the whole season because it's more of those self-esteem, confident kind of things where you work really hard in the game just for it to shut you down. And yes, it seems like this is my personal opinion, but this is how it is for a lot of people in the Siege community. When I talk to my friends about it, even they're annoyed, and that's why they've stuck to other games like Modern Warfare, or like even Minecraft and GTA, because it's more consistent, and it doesn't just ruin your day. Like Siege, I'll play it. It's not really that fun anymore, but it gives me a reason to have fun during COVID-19 because there's nothing else I can do. So just having that adrenaline rush, having that excitement helps me. It's just one of those experiences that everyone likes. They like when they clutch up. They like when their team pats them on the back. It's the small things in life that really change the game as it is. But it really sucks when other people put in all that hard work and effort for it just to be completely pooped on. So for me, I'm just for me personally, and I guess for other people in Siege community, a lot of people on console are afraid to play ranked. Like a lot of people in casual or unranked still to this season, like to this day, because of DDoSing. Because when they're DOSed, it affects their entire family, and not only their address is leaked, but also personal information is leaked. And yes, a lot of DDoSers are being tracked, but there's a lot of people that use other websites that aren't tracked. Yes, they go to that one particular website, like they all track down to that person, but they don't track to those probably thousands of users that are actually trying to DDoS other people. The majority of the time, they are succeeding. So I've had a few friends that try to DDoS other people in game. Automatically, I kick them out the party. I leave it, and I get that abandoned sanction because I don't want to encourage it. I don't want to be part of the problem. I don't like to get boosted, and I don't know why other people's would like to get boosted. It's honestly just a huge waste of time with people just not even trying to be their actual rank. The fact that people in the competitive scene want to be better, they want to improve, they want to go against people with their own set of skills, they're just put up against really crappy boosted cheaters. It's really stupid how people have to actually put up with this in this game. I've been playing this game for a solid 4 years, and I didn't really have that much of a problem the first 2 years. Third year, people started being more toxic with the team killing, and it's a good thing that you guys added the reverse friendly fire. I'm really thankful for that. But it's also pretty stupid when you could do that, but you can't really enforce the battle eye that's in the system. Yes, on PC, there are a lot of cheaters. I understand that. But when they report someone, it's actually effective. But for console, I've already explained this repeatedly. You can't do anything. Console is defenseless. There's absolutely nothing you could do on console to counter. I mean, there are some things, but they cost a lot of money in order to counter them, and I don't think it's worth the money, actually, because it's a problem that can easily be solved if Ubisoft actually took the initiative and enforced their battle eye, especially for console. Because yes, I get it, cheaters on PC, and that really sucks, and they shouldn't be losing their elo for that. But same with console, they should also be gaining their elo, just like PC. They should be getting everything that is deserved to them. Because if you lose the game, you know what? Just give it to them, even it out. Just act like that match didn't even happen. Like, you don't have to give them extra, and you don't have to take it from them. Just give them what is needed. And yes, other people might abuse the abandoned sanction, but you should be able to tell who is DOSed or not based on people's Wi-Fi connection. Because Ubisoft could potentially actually try to detect who is disconnecting from the game. Because they already show the notifications. Yes, like I don't really understand them that much, but potentially they can use that to their advantage to see who's actually disconnected from the game compared to who just left. Because if they just left, they're gonna still have a consistent ping. If they were DOSed, you'll see that it rose up and they're automatically kicked from the game. See, for me, when it happens, it's during drone phase, right? Because that gives them enough time to actually go through your information, and that's when they send the bots. But it'll be running smooth. I'll be at a consistent 30 to 50 ping, and then it'll just jump up to 10,000 and kick me out of the game. See, that's a big red flag. That should be able to be easily tracked. And it might seem kind of stupid in order to actually try to think of a solution for the DDoSing, but DDoSing is a lot more common than cheating, right? Because for PC, a lot of people have defenses against it. Yes, I understand there still are more cheaters, but for console, there's truly not, like, kind of nothing they can do. Because even if you have a VPN set up, it's easy to go through the VPN If you have an Ethernet cable connected, it's still going to be hard, but depending on how much you actually spent on your equipment, potentially you can even go through that too. And a lot of people have a lot of servers set up that way they can try to counter it and just block out that information, but a lot of the times um, their Wi-Fi services will just cut them off. So like for me, I have AT&T, right? So if I were to try to mess with that at all, right? If I were to try to block off any extra signals that were trying to come through, that way it wouldn't mess with my router, they would just shut it off because they know that we're messing with the connection, right? So I just be completely cut off from the internet. Therefore, it'll cut me off for a long period of time. We'll have to connect to them and we'll have to pay more, which is even more of a waste of money, and that falls under more federal law. DDoSing is a federal crime. It's really illegal. So, DDoSing should not be taken as lightly as it actually is. Yes, cheating is still annoying, but it's easy counters. But not for the actual team. Obviously, it's the game developers that have to deal with the counters, and they haven't really been focusing on it with the Battle Eye. It needs an update, I understand. But for sure, DDoSing is a completely federal level. You could try calling the cops on them. What are they going to do? They can't track them down because they have extra VPN set up. Yes, they could try to DOS them, get their address, but it doesn't actually show their address. It just shows their area code where they live. So for me, it'll show up Texas city, blah blah blah. I my area code, blah blah blah, and then it'll show my IP at the bottom. That way they can track down the device. That way they know where it's coming from, etc. So it just completely fucks up the router, which is what truly ruins the game at some points. And that's pretty much how DDoSing works. So DDoSing, someone's connected to a website, right? So like they pay for that website, monthly subscriptions, whatever. So sometimes people type in their gamer tags, right? Other people's gamer tags because they're mainly unique. And so that gamer tag can be tracked down with their IP, right? And that IP will go through the website. They'll send out bots, but they'll fuck up with your they'll mess with your router. So when they mess with your router, they'll have multiple bots asking your router questions that it cannot answer, right? So it stalls your router. And repeatedly, while it's trying to deal with those questions being sent, the more bots you have, the more time it has to go through each individual bot in order to say, no, I do not understand, I cannot comprehend that, which is why it takes so long for DOSing attacks. So the less time it is, the less bots. The more bots, the more time, which is why a lot of people end up going for around about a good 45 minutes or so, and then that's when they have player advantage, etc. Right? But it's more than just the game itself. It's a completely federal thing, and you can't just call the police, like I've said already, because they can't do anything about it, especially when it's coming from different states, different continents, even. Well, yeah, also continents. Okay, but it's really stupid how easily people can just take over everything. It just shows you how vulnerable the internet really is. And yeah, I really want Ubisoft to do something about the DDoSing, but they can't do anything about the DDoSing for sure. But what they can do is work with the battle eye. That way, reporting someone will actually be effective. See, when they actually report someone, like I said, if it's four, well, you know, even three votes. If it's three votes in one match on the enemy team, and they report that one person, they should automatically be banned. Or like, let's say if it goes for 2 rounds, right? Well, not even 2 rounds, two different matches. If um three three or more people report that same person or that whole squad in two different matches, they should be banned for a long time. Even maybe even a permanent ban because they don't deserve to have that. But on Xbox and PlayStation, you can still have multiple accounts, right? But just make sure that you can keep track of that. It's mainly the battle eye support that they really need to focus on because it sounds kind of dumb, but it's an easy solution to focus on it. Like I said, if it's a majority vote of three or more, right, on that whole squad through two different matches, if it's against that 5 stack or that 2 stack, if it's the same amount of people that's getting 6 or more, reports on them within 2 matches of ranked, casual, unranked, doesn't matter, whatever. If they're reported that many times, automatically they should be banned. They should be kicked from the game. It'll say you have been banned by BattleEye, whatever. Hit by the ban hammer, does not matter. As long as it really affects and changes the game, that's what really matters. That's the impact that it has. Because, yes, they could have multiple accounts, but then they'll know not to do it. That, like, again, they could try to do it again. Yes, they can still play other games on that account, but they can't play Rainbow Six Siege where a lot of competitive play is going on. And if someone loses an account, normally they'll play what, one, two, or three, like two Smurf accounts, one main, right? And mainly they're going to try to be boosting their main account, so that's going to have a huge impact on them, so they'll know not to do it again, especially when they use their other accounts. If all three accounts are banned, does not matter, as long as they're put to justice. That is what is my main concern, because people do not deserve to be DOSed for absolutely no reason. Even if, yes, people are being rude, it's not really fair to them. And I guess a lot of people, if they hear this, a lot of people in the Siege community will agree. And I hope a lot of people actually hear this and understand what I'm really trying to say. I'm really sorry about the bad mic, but that's how it's got to be for low quality video. So, it's mainly this huge suggestion. Just work on the BattleEye. Do the vote system. It doesn't even have to be like the CSGO. Just realize the impact that has not only on that person, but their family. And it's more than just cheating, which can easily be dealt with. This is a federal thing. This is a huge thing to go up against, and it's super annoying, especially when other people are getting boosted. It's pretty pointless, and uh, I completely go against it. I don't know why other people would do it or support it. Yes, I get it, but it's just a game. It's just a rank. I do not understand why people are even trying to get DOS. It's really stupid, especially uncovering a lot of files, right? Because they get more than just your house, depending on which website they're using, right? A lot of people can even pull credit card information because of connection to Xbox Live or PlayStation Plus, things like that. They could completely cut off everything, and super stupid how vulnerable it is just due to that IP and DDoSing and that website. A lot of people spend up to $150 a month just for this stupid thing to ruin other people's gaming lives or just to ruin other people's days. It's so pointless and such a waste of time. I don't understand why anyone would truly do it to begin with. It's really stupid. Like, just really think about it. There's no true point in getting this through. I just want people to hear this. I want this to get to Ubisoft. I want my idea to come to life because a lot of people are thinking aren't thinking about the bigger picture. So a lot of people thinking of like, oh, Tachanka reworks, IQ reworks. They're thinking about reworks that'll affect operators. I'm thinking of reworks that'll change people's lives and revive the game. Because yes, the game is slowly dying. A lot of people don't like to admit it, but a lot of people are starting to play this game less and less because of the situation. And I really want this game to stay alive, especially when they have a 10-year plan and they want to make it even potentially 20 years. They want the game to live for a long time. How are you going to expect it to live a long time when the Siege community is getting tired of your bull and they're trying to put up with it? They're trying to hope for a future update that maybe Ubisoft will finally open up their eyes and see that they need to make a change. That's what truly messes with people. That's what pisses them off. That's the change that people want. It's yes, a lot of people are getting complaints, but I even tried going onto the Ubisoft support thing, and there was absolutely nothing for cheating or DDoSing. There's just errors and small things like that, and bans and how to counter. Yes, there are some problems still, but it's not as huge as the cheating problem. Yes, there are some bugs still, and that's okay. Like GTA's been out for a long time, Minecraft's been out for a long time. They still have really bad bugs, but it's still fine. Bugs are understandable. They come out every single season. That's how it's gonna be. That's how it's gonna like have to change eventually. Eventually, everything will be good. Everything will be straight. But they're still trying to change everything, and that's okay because they're trying to make changes. That way, it'll last longer. Because a consistent game is kind of boring after a while, and it needs those changes. Even if like Jaeger's nerfed, it's the big changes that impact the game and the playstyle and everything in it, pretty much. But truly, this problem has to stop. It's such an easy solution, like I've explained like a million times already. But honestly, this is how I personally feel, the change that should be made, how I feel about the Siege community, how I want everything to be better, and how I feel other Siege players are feeling. Because I only go with like 2 to 3 other friends and talk about this sometimes, and they explain their feelings. I explain mine and how they can change. I have a lot of ideas for character reworks, operator reworks, whatever. And I mean, that doesn't matter. What I'm focusing on is the bigger picture. And Ubisoft needs to see that too. It's not just, hey, it's a new season, let's release this, let's work on this new season already, on the chalet rework, on the tower rework. Does not matter to me. And I don't think it matters to the rest of the community. What they care about is right now. What changes right now in this present day? And it's really such a huge bag of excuses at this point. The game's been out for 5 years and still has this problem. So I really want you guys, if anyone actually sees this, I want you to share this to anyone you can. Truly, I want you to share this until it gets to Ubisoft, because Ubisoft needs to see this video. It's not just like Rogue 9 where Ubisoft supports them all the way, talks to them, emails them, whatever. I am just a small content creator. I post videos sometimes, but I'm trying to get my voice out, and I want my freedom of speech to be heard, and I want other people to talk about their opinion in the comments. If they can even state their opinion, get this to Ubisoft some way or another. If any big YouTuber sees this, please address this problem and please address the solution. I want to hear everyone's thoughts about this, and I really want change. That's what I'm mainly going for at this point. I don't really know what I'm gonna play, but I really hope you guys enjoy, and I really hope you guys understand the bigger picture and what needs to change. And I really want you guys to talk about your opinions in the comments below. I really want to read all of them. I want to see everything that you guys think about. I want to hear your voice. Alright, peace.